Yeah, no, it's like pop your head. Night at the Roxbury's.
He
Welcome.
Music, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Side Jag, and tonight we're gonna talk about a movie that didn't suck.
Finally.
And then other things. We'll just go with that. Maybe we'll talk about some movies that do suck. But first, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Can we just get the Victoria Beckham thing out of the way?
You know, I never even had a chance to watch any part of that.
Dude, I watched like 30 minutes and I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm out. I can't do it.
It was bad.
She's just an annoying person to me. I don't know why, but
yeah,
it's just like I don't know. I don't know. I can't relate to her as a person.
I'm pretty sure I won't be able to, but
but I gave it a whirl. I gave it 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Cassie's like, you barely gave it a chance. And I said, I think I've given enough a chance to see where this is going to lead me. And the documentary itself, I didn't think was all that great compared to some of the ones that's been out. Of course, I only watched 30 minutes of the first episode, so I can't judge.
I mean, if you can't sink me in 30 minutes, then what are you going to add? You know?
Yeah.
All right, you know.
So if you watch it with Haley, you'll have to let me know what you think.
Probably won't, but you never know. I mean, his was great. I thought his doc was very good.
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming. You know, I'm glad. I know we made the decision. We're like, let's watch a movie.
Yeah.
And just to get out of the way. So Haley was like, we were at Disney this past weekend because I ended up having a Saturday off. And as it turns out, apparently everybody had Saturday and Sunday off because it was like two of the busiest days I've ever seen at Disney.
I want to tell you a secret. Most people have Saturdays off. I know it's weird to you.
So I know. So what happens was, as they say, apparently the Northerners, and that's pretty much everybody because we're in the southernmost state.
Yeah.
They have what's called fall break. I've never heard of fall break. We found out about this, and fall break is just like spring break, but in the fall. And I go, really? And they're like, yeah. And I go, well, that would explain it because it was a lot of the families there with their kids. Apparently, they were on fall break. And I've never heard of this. And Sue was like, wait, so like you guys get Thanksgiving off, right? And they're like, yeah, we get 2 or 3 days for Thanksgiving, and then we get Christmas. And then we have spring break, and she's like,
"That you know what that tells you how bad it sucks living up north. You have to have an extra break added in."
Yeah. And I'm thinking like, how do you guys handle snow days? I mean, is that just like make up for them with spring break? I mean,
they don't. They just go like
they just keep going.
Yeah, they don't take snow days. It's like, yeah, you'll be there. Oh, 10 feet deep. It's cool. It's what we do.
I guess I don't know, but. So apparently it was fall break, which kind of threw us off. So it was very busy. I mean, we didn't really so we still had a great time. We still enjoyed ourselves. We still had, it's the food and wine festival. So we still got some really awesome food. But it was just strange. So anyways, when we were there, one of the things that always comes up for trivia is Treasure Planet, Disney's Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
And we suck at it because like I've watched it once, I don't know, 10 years ago. And Haley goes, you guys should watch Treasure Planet and Atlantis as your movies. And I go, that's not a bad idea.
You know what? I've never seen Treasure Planet.
I've watched, like I said. So I know this is odd because it's at the beginning of the show, which we never do.
We're usually scrambling at the end.
Yeah, but she suggested we watch Treasure Planet.
Yeah, because I literally have never. I have seen Atlantis. That one's quite old too, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're both old and they're both neat, and they both definitely classic Disney crap. That when Disney was trying to be action hero-ish instead of princessy.
But that's the that's the animation I like to watch.
Yeah.
Like classic Disney type stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's like Michael J. Fox is in Atlantis.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Either way, they're short watches because they're cartoons.
Yeah.
But
I got them down on the list. We're good to go.
So that'll be that. So we'll circle back around at the end of the show. So going back and watching classic video, definitely a good move. We've seen this movie before. Law-abiding citizen. The thing that got me was I remember watching this, but I don't remember. What I didn't remember, I should say, is, dude, he was vicious, bro.
That's what I remember him coming back, and I remember that, but I did not remember the extent of which he came. Matter of fact, Cassie had never seen this movie, surprisingly. Really? And the one thing that gets you about this movie is I've seen it so long ago that I only remember the broad strokes of the movie.
Correct.
But that being said, this is an old movie. It's like 2009. It literally sucks you in from the first 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You're invested in every... And I was just thinking the whole time, and I told Cassie, like, they don't make movies like this anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like, no. I was invested the whole... This is... And I don't really like thrillers anymore because they're not good. Like, this is completely a thriller. And
right.
Every step of the way, you're sucked in on what's happening, how's this happening, and they walk you through it piece by piece, and you're like, oh, this is like intriguing. Like, what the hell's going on? How is he doing this? And then they give you the answers at the end, and they give you a satisfying ending. And I was like, why don't they make like that movie?
Yeah, they don't make movies.
I forgot how good that movie was.
Yeah. And so the other thing I thought was intriguing was as you start to unpack this guy, you're like, wait a minute, who were these guys in the beginning that came in and got past him?
Right, yeah.
Like, were they sent from somebody else? Because
they never made a follow-up movie, so it's like they could have.
Because it seems like they just, like, was it just accident that they
just
came
picked
in
the wrong fucking house? Like,
yeah, I mean, and how was he not prepared? Like,
right, yeah.
Because he's a brain.
He should be nobody.
Right, and that was, to me, that was the only.
That was right.
That was the only fault in the whole movie was, how did we get to this point to where this guy that can do this wasn't aware? But there again, it's not like he's a Jackie Chan character. He's a brain. Right. So he's designed
and
around.
It happens so fast because I thought back to this. I thought the same exact thing. But he literally opens the door, dude stabs him, they zip tie his hands. Before anything happens.
Yeah.
He's stuck and his hands are zip tied, and then everything that happens is after that.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, geez, man, maybe someone like nobody, they're gonna figure something out. But like you said, not him. He thinks of the plans. He doesn't execute them all the time.
Right. Yeah. So his role was not to be, there was no fight scenes in the movie at all at any point.
No.
So that to me was the realistic side of it. Was like, okay, so he's just a guy. Yeah. And even like when they talked to him about how he would kill people, for the government, none of it was like, he would parachute in and like, it's like, no, he would think of, like we were burning $1 million a day, and finally we just called this guy and he was dead by the end of the week.
Yeah.
No one even knew.
And it was like a necktie. It's like it's like something where he didn't have to do anything technically.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Right.
The only act of violence you see him do is kill the inmate at dinner.
Yeah, he stabbed him.
And that was a sneak attack. It wasn't like he overpowered him. He just literally sneak attacked.
And even that was by design.
Right, yeah.
It's like he thought of everything.
Yeah.
And like he knew that they were going to drag their feet and the guy was going to die.
Right.
And that would be their problem. And that's going to make them motivated to be more, more apt to listen to what he has to say.
The part that gets you with him is you think where he crossed the line is everybody he kills up until that point deserves to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
In his mind, at least, right?
Right.
But then they get into the bombs and the whole system where he's killing people that are technically had nothing to do with his specific crime, but now he sees the system as a whole.
Yes.
As failing. So I guess he justifies it through that.
Yeah.
But to see, like, just trying to get in his mind, like, man, I couldn't imagine. I could
He wanted
imagine,
to burn it all to the ground.
and I could imagine doing what he did to the main
Yeah.
guy, to the main guys, right? I
Yeah.
mean, if someone kills your wife and your kid in front of you, that's probably the least of what you'd be willing to do.
Dude, when he cut that guy out, he's like, and you're just like, wait, does he? I don't remember. Oh yeah, he does do that.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it's nothing to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Usual Suspects was very good, Justin, for
Yeah.
sure. The Kaiser Soze moment at the very end was, and that might be a movie we have to go back and rewatch.
Dude, I after watching this, I was like, dude, we have been watching too much new bullshit.
Yeah, we got to walk away from it. So.
Yeah, maybe we need like a 6-week break where we just watch classic movies that we know are good and we love already.
Yeah. And The Usual Suspects is definitely one of those that was.
Yeah.
And I would probably enjoy going back to just to revisit it because it's like one of those movies that was at its time. There's not. It's just guys in a room. You know? And they do some stuff, and it goes sideways. And
what's the line? Yeah. It's the meme before memes. Like, we didn't know about memes. We didn't have memes back then, but everyone knew "Damn you, Kaiser Sosa."
Mm-hmm.
Or like yelling, "I'm Rick James, bitch." That was stuff that you done with your buddies because you all watched the same thing, and that was our same reference before the internet was as big as it is now.
Right.
And
before
now
things got cheap.
And why do I feel like I hate being old because I hate this internet culture, people. And there's people my age and your age, they're just fully invested in it, and they act like idiots like the rest of them. It's like, you lived in a time before this, and you still choose to act like this.
Yeah. Because they're if you can get away with it, why not, right?
I guess so.
I mean, if they're, again, to be young forever, right? And to not be crotchety. I mean, it's fine. I mean, if you can embrace it. But Better Off Dead.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
It's a shame to throw a perfectly white boy. Yep.
Who was
so?
So
actually, it's funny. Cusack, the guy that was in that, he does a movie called Gross Point Blank.
Yeah, Gross Point Blank. Yeah, that was the prototype Keanu Reeves movie?
Yes. Yeah. It was. It was cool before. Yes. And so I said Minnie Driver and of course his sister, because his sister's in all his movies. Jane Cusack. So John Cusack, Jane Cusack, and Minnie Driver. And Haley and I were sitting here one day, and I was like, we were flipping through, and I go, "Oh, Gross Point Blank." And she's like, "What? What's that?" I go, "It's a love story with a twist." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, "Wait, you liked it?" I go, "Oh, I thought it was great." It's Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Mm-hmm. One of my customers, in the opening sequence when he's driving through Grosse Pointe, Michigan, there's this neighborhood, and the guy was like, "Dude, that's my house. When I was a kid, that was my house." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so her and I sat. She's like, "Well, let's watch it." I said, "Okay." So we rented it. It was like $2 or some shit like that, and we watched it. And she was like, "Damn, that was a really good movie."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I mean," and it was. It was like, it was so. We used to think this stuff through.
Yeah.
And it was a first, and that's what I told her. I said, "Keep in mind, this is like from the '80s, maybe it was from the '90s. This is a '90s video, so like." There's none of the shit you've seen existed before this. This was a first.
And there's a lot of great movies that came out that were a spin or a take on that.
Well, I mean, nobody is that. I mean, nobody is a more evolved version of that. The John Wick is a more evolved version of that.
Yeah.
These movies have all existed before.
Yeah.
I mean, we all look back at the 80s with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's like, some of those movies sucked bad.
Yeah.
But they were also highly entertaining and great for their time because, like, you just didn't see that. It was like, now you see it everywhere. Jesus Christ. I mean, and now with AI, it's even worse.
Oh, yeah. AI
is just straight trash.
Dude, it's, oh, God.
Get off my lawn, damn it.
Dude, that's 100%. And I don't want to be that way, but that's the way I am. It's like, it's just like,
So so there again, if everything is garbage, how will you know the difference, right?
Right.
You know, and
But
it's like
that's what
I look at
frustrates
what
me
I
with the older people is you know better. You
right.
know better.
But that's the thing. Like you don't anymore.
I guess not.
You know, I mean, the truth is out there. Is like, dude, think of the X-Files. Like,
Yeah.
like that TV show couldn't exist right now.
Yeah.
It couldn't exist. I mean,
it's true life now.
you know, and like you look at like Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Or Freddy Krueger. Okay, none of those movies work in today's world. That's why it's evolved to like Saw and
Yeah. That's why they did like Cabin in the Woods.
Yes.
Because they didn't have cell phones. Like
right.
they have to have some kind of.
Yeah, they had to make something, and even those stories sucked.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, but all those other classic horror movies, which are comical now, you watch them and you laugh.
Right. Yeah.
But they were great because, like, those things, you know, those things that was how the world was.
Yeah.
You know, it's a time capsule of this moment in time that, like, you know, and even it's even funny watching this movie where he's like he answers his phone in the courtroom.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, and you're like, oh God, wow, really? Like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, who doesn't have a phone? I mean, we're all connected. We're all,
yeah.
You know, whatever game we're playing. A buddy of mine was telling me this past weekend. She was telling me, she's like, yeah, you know, we always picked on the wife of this person because, you know, she's like everybody be sitting around and they'll all be playing some shit on their phone, and she doesn't do that. Yeah. And they're like, you should play something. So they introduced her to Candy Crush.
Oh, damn it.
No. He's like, he saved $500 the first week she started playing it.
Would she stop doing something to play?
Yeah, she stopped fucking shopping on Amazon. Because there again, you know, if you're in it's like you're all guilty of it. Like you're in a room, like tonight or tomorrow night, it'll be Friday night, and we'll be watching a movie, and I'll look over at Sue, and Sue will be on the couch.
Yeah.
Doing something, playing some kind of game.
Right, yeah.
Haley will probably be over there with her earbuds in, you know, listening or playing or doing something. And I'll be watching a movie. You know, old school style. Yeah. No nothing. And I don't feel bad. I'm like, oh.
Dude, I didn't pick up my phone one time during this movie. That's always a good sign.
Yeah. I had to watch it in 2 parts.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first part I got to watch by myself and no one was home. The second part I had to watch it later.
Yeah.
And like people were asking questions and I was like, shut up.
Yeah, I do hate that. Like, just watch. We're learning together. They'll tell you.
Oh yeah. Every new serial killer docudrama are getting more and more graphic and shock value, even if it didn't happen. The eggs,
yeah, we talked about that.
It's stupid.
It was,
but there again, you know, what is the best video game on the planet?
Technically, or the most popular? I mean, it's like Fortnite or something.
Well, I'm gonna say, what's the most popular amongst adults? Is what was it?
I think it might still be Fortnite.
Okay, well, aside from Fortnite, the other one. Where you just run around
like Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah. Call of Duty is one of the biggest franchises of all time as far as like, you know, you just see guys. Like I literally will be walking and like the barber guys used to just see them all.
Yeah.
You know, just like out front, just like when they're just all playing Call of Duty and you're like, what are you guys doing? Oh, bro, we're playing Call of Duty. Oh, dude, what the? You know, because they're all playing on it and you're like, oh, are you all playing together? Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I had a stretch of, but this was 15 years ago when it first came out. Like the first couple Call of Duties where I had a group of guys that I'd get on there and play with on Fridays or Saturdays or whatever. And that was quite fun until it started getting, you start get these kids on here. And I mean, it's a whole side jag, but like you get super racist kids and just, you just, like, dude,
kids saying shit that they'd never say in front of their parents.
Right. And it's like, you got to be kidding me. But Yeah, it would, and see that, and I try not. I don't want to judge people that are on their phones all the time because I'm on my phone all the time.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not judging. I'm merely saying this is
the state of it, right?
Yeah, this is how we get through the day.
The perfect example is like Cassie sent me a video earlier. It's a funny video of a kid holding a squirrel. Here's what it is. It's an AI video, and it's a kid getting a bear, petting a bear. They're all AI videos, just outrageous shit, right?
Yeah.
And she gets sucked into those AI videos and stuff like that. Well, me and Kyle are discussing, I can't remember what started, but we start talking about MK Ultra. And Kyle's a lot like me. Like, he likes to use his phone to get information and learn shit.
Right.
And just, even if it's off the wall conspiracy stuff, he's like, yeah, I want to see what they say about it. Doesn't mean to believe it, you know?
Right.
And she's like, what is MK Ultra? Like, you never heard of MK Ultra? She's like, yeah, they don't teach that at school. Yeah, they don't. I was like, listen, this might shock you, but when I'm on my phone, I use it much like you with Masterclass. I use it to try to learn things. Like, I'm doing research. I want to figure out how this speaker works. How does a subwoofer work? Why is a quarter wave a quarter wave? A lot of that stuff, you're not learning at that school.
Right.
And it's all stuff, and it's random history stuff. Like, I'm really into World War II. I listened to 5-hour podcast about one battle in World War II.
Amazing. See that? Okay. And see, that's the difference between your life and mine.
Yeah.
Because I look at it and I go, if I had, like, I know a lot of people listen to podcasts. And like David Dobrik started doing podcasts.
Yeah.
They do it like twice a week. I cannot keep up. When I would see, I was walking and I would listen to his podcast and it was great. But then I was like, okay, well, I'm not walking anymore. When I run, I don't like listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Because I like it's too slow. So it's like, all right, well, I guess I'm done with this. Yeah. And I only have a 15-minute, not even a 15-minute commute to work. And it's like, and I don't even listen to my own podcast. Like, I'll sometimes just listen to it just to make sure the audio is good. And it's like, all right, cool. Let's,
Yeah. Well, see, and I think that your job's so involved that you really got to like focus in on.
Oh no, I can't disconnect. Like,
no, and that's what it is. Like me, I'm in spreadsheets.
Yes.
All day, but even before that, I was on the floor, same job that Kyle's in. Right. Where it's like you might spend 2 hours every day doing the hard work, so you don't have to work the rest of the day very hard. Right. So once you spent 2 hours, you sweated your ass off, you got everything set up. The rest of the day, you're like 10 minutes at a time, you're stacking things off.
Right.
So all the rest of the other 6 hours, you can have the headphone in, one headphone, listening to your machine with one ear, listening to the podcast with the other. So that's where I got most of my stuff.
Yeah, I just like I would love to do that shit. I'm just like, it's like reading a book. I don't have time to read a book. I mean, I guess I could, but I would have to.
So if you count listening to audiobooks, I've read a lot of books, but a lot of people don't count that. Because I don't want to sit there, like I want to be doing something while I'm. But I've like this now, the unabridged version of the Steve Jobs, Sir Isaac Walterson thing.
It's over here.
That was 68 hours.
I just read like the book.
It was 68 hours because it's an unabridged version, and he's putting his own takes on it and what he from his point of view and all this. But
that's
it was really good. But it was like 2 weeks. It was literally 2 weeks of listening to get that.
Yeah.
So
see that's why I've always loved movies.
Yeah,
because I'm 2 hours and done.
Yeah,
and now with these mini series that it's like 8 hours.
Yeah, and
it's not worth the 8 hours.
No.
Like my friend was telling me, she was like, she's going back and watching Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this your first time? No, this is my second time. And I'm like, I don't have time to watch something once. The first 2 seasons I can understand. It was really good at them, but it just got so bad that it's. But my point is, I don't know how people can watch.
Yeah.
Like I don't have time. Like people, what is it, Walter, or whatever, the Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, gotta watch Breaking Bad. And I'm like, I know, I'm never gonna watch this.
Well, see, the difference between most people and you'll fill your time. If you see a time slot, your mind's like, oh shit, I can do this project right here.
Right.
Oh, or someone asks you something, Dean says yes most of the time.
Right.
So he gets filled up with that, and the other people like, oh well.
Well, and the other thing too is that like when I have downtime, it's downtime.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be doing that. I want to be numb.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it's like I want to be numb without the drugs.
Yeah.
You know, it's
comfortably
like,
numb.
I do. I trust me. I want to be comfortably numb. Like I want to find a seat, and I just don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's when I get to watch movies.
Yeah.
You know,
I like movies better than series as well.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just
I can't like. There's no series that I want to watch over. No. Even ones that I love, like Game of Thrones. And I only love that for like 4 seasons. Yeah. I don't even think that I want to revisit that, but I will revisit movies. I enjoy revisiting old movies.
Yeah, I mean, and I did too, but I just haven't had a chance to do it in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, and there again, you know, I was talking to Haley. It's like, you know, they have this thing, micro learning.
Yeah.
Which it's a bullshit thing, and they're like apps you pay for on this crap, and I was like, it sounds stupid. Sounds great. Yeah. It also sounds like it's gimmick. Mm-hmm. And I'm down. I was like, dude, if I could find some way to read something for 15 minutes, that might be beneficial to what I'm interested in, I'm down.
Yeah.
But if it's like, even like Andy's posts, you know, where it's like, this is great information.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the attention span to sit there for a half hour and put in the. It's like there's 6 other things I could be doing right now that this is not that exciting. You know, to me, it's like, I just want to call you up and be like, hey, tell me this. Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah.
You know, to sit there and do research for an hour on something is just like pure torture, unless I'm trying to do that thing.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's like just like you like to have the podcast, and it's like you get into the podcast and then you'll like do some research on it and you make a project of it, that makes sense. Like that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
So like you can create a file, learn everything you need to, have it could become part of your life for a minute, and then put it on the shelf.
Oh yeah.
You know, which is kind of like reading a book, you know, because you're taking in all this information, your mind is creating all this inventory, and then it's over, and it's like, okay, cool, and you just put it on the shelf.
Yeah, file it back.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I have, because of life, I just don't have time to absorb things like that. And there again, like reading a book, I want to read a book sitting in a comfortable place. Like I was like, oh, I can, like I have some books on my phone that I tried to download. I was like, you know, when I have time, I'll just go back and read this. And it's like, it's doesn't work.
Like the one that gets me with the podcast and even music, which I typically listen to all day while I'm at work. But now I'm having to build a pretty big Excel file. Yeah. And I'm really having to think about what I'm doing. I can't listen to music or podcast because I have to purposely do something. I need to make 2 or 3 tabs work together. Right. And it's like I'm putting formulas in. So if I'm that deep into something, I cannot. I just have to focus on that, get it done. And then when I'm just dragging numbers from here to here and letting the formula do the work for me, it doesn't matter. But in your job, you got to, unless you're doing a job you've done 1,000,000 times specifically.
Well, and see, that's the funny thing, because it's like I know people, and especially in my profession, love to just, like when you go to Brian's, you go to Mobile Solutions. Yeah. It's like he's you know, the music is off, he's teaching all this shit, but then when it's like time for you to do it, it's like, you know, the music comes on, it gets turned up, and everybody's jamming out, and even he's over there like jamming out and shit. You know, like I've walked in there when it's just him at, you know, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and you know he's like killing it, and he's got the music fucking ripping, and I'm just kind of standing there. I'm going, how does he do it? Like my brain does not work like that. I have to be like, everyone shut the up. I am trying to focus here, you know, because there's just so much going on that it's like,
I'm the guy. I'm the guy in heavy traffic. I will turn down the radio. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But I just like my mind can't focus if the radio's loud. Someone's in my ear telling me, and you know who someone is. It's always wife telling you should be doing this and that.
Right.
Because we're going here.
Right.
You want to drive? No, you don't want to drive. Okay. I'm turning the radio down. Please just think the comments. Don't say them.
Right.
And I'll get us out of here. you can say them after I get out.
Yeah.
After I'm out. Like, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like when I'm designing something, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. It's just I'm thinking the whole process through my head, and it's like the reason why I stayed up late last night is I was designing something. I got done with a video, and I was like, I needed this thing has been bugging me. It's like I want to draw this thing, and I need to get it from here to here. And it was like it was like sometimes when you're thinking about something, you skip the steps.
Yeah. Because
you see the ending, and you're like, oh, I know that's what I want, but how am I going to get there? And it's like, I don't know. And that's the part that's bugging the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And so, like, once you finally get that done and you're like, oh, that's how I'm going to do it. And then you're like, oh, well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, what do I have to do? Oh, my God, really?
When it's like different minds work different. Like Cassie, she has to say everything she's thinking in order to work through a problem. Which is the exact opposite. Like, I need to think to myself, all right, what's the plan? What am I doing? What am I missing? This is the goal I want to accomplish. I'm thinking like, okay, step 1 would be, step 2 would be this, step 3, no, it wouldn't be that. I'm thinking that through my head, and the whole time she just and I'm telling her like, hey, listen, I know this is how you work through it, but I'm the one in this particular instance solving the problem. You got to let me work through it, and then you can. Once I formulated my plan, you can ask the questions, and I'll get you up to speed. But I have to have my own mind right before you're. You know what it reminds me of? That Uncle Baby Billy, where he's like, he said, "Enough your worthless chime-ins. Go outside, nerd." That's what in that moment, because I've sent her that meme several times. But that's one thing. Like, let me think through it. And once I think through it, and I know my plan, I'll explain to you what I'm thinking. But until I think that, I just need to think.
Right.
I just need some of this, like.
Right. It's so, Justin, the thing is like, when I'm thinking something through, I just use him as a sounding board.
Yeah.
Or I'll do something and I'll want him to see what it is we're doing for his benefit. But and also, I might get stuck and need an idea.
Right.
And so that's where he comes in, or he'll have the idea in the first place, and he has absolutely no idea how to actually do it. So, his thing is, his take on it is like, we should do this. He sees the end.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, I have no idea how we're going to get there. And it's like, all right, well, I can figure that out. So, but when I'm not there, he's killing the radio, because
it's sometimes like Cassie's. Sometimes I want her questions because she literally questions everything.
Right.
And she wants to have an answer for everything. And sometimes she'll think of something that I just completely forgot about. It's like, oh, shit, I didn't even think about that, Like, I'm planning a trip. She'll be like, well, you remember last time we went there, this, and this, but like, completely forgot. You're right. We're not doing that.
And to that's why it's like, and there again, I don't ever think of myself as a boss, but I also understand, like, if you're good at something, I don't need to. This is, just so you make it clear, like, when we're planning trips and I'll go to Haley, I'm like, don't worry about what I want to do. I'm going to want to do whatever you want to do. Yeah. So just do it. Just plan it, pay for it, get it going. And if I don't like it, that's not on you.
Yeah. I chose to hand it over to you.
Yes. I'm putting this in your lap, and you're perfectly capable hands of getting this done.
Right.
And, I try to do that. I delegate things to get that shit done. And it's like, when I got to come back into something and be like, okay, this is totally not what I wanted. Like, when you said okay, were you just saying okay because that was the word that was next in your Rolodex of brain thought? Because none of this is what we said. None of this, and that's so frustrating. As my personality type is, that is the most frustrating thing on the planet, when it's like, I expect this, and when you say okay, this is where I expect you to be.
Yeah.
When you're not, I'm like,
yeah. I'm the worst micromanager in the world, because I'll tell people, like, listen, you're on the team. I expect that you're on the team for a reason, because you can do this job. Just do that job. Like, don't make me question you. Or if you have doubts yourself, like, okay, we'll run through that, but just do what you're supposed to. You don't need to do no one else's job. Just your own job.
Right.
As long as you do 100%. That, and you got this job because you're capable of it, just do that.
Do your shit. Do you? Yeah. Don't worry about Tim. Don't worry about Mike. Those motherfuckers, they got their own shit to do. You got to do this. And if you don't do that, it's not going to matter what any of those guys are doing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to screw the whole thing up.
No.
100%. And there, it's funny too, because like anything, like we were talking about going to Sounds Good, and it's like, okay, these are what we need, and he's getting really good at getting those.
Yeah.
And like he now is starting to, like, I think we need this also, and I was like, I didn't think of that. Yes, please get that too. But now I have to teach him to wipe the lens off. Because it's like, okay, listen, in the morning when you pick up the camera, wipe off the lens. It's important. It's an important thing. Oh yeah, okay, really? Yeah. You gotta do that.
That's what you see everything through.
Yeah, and it's like, the thing is like, we don't have the luxury of, like, I watch some of these guys and they're setting up their shit, and we don't have the luxury of doing that.
Yeah.
We have the luxury of, like, okay, go.
Yeah.
Film this film, and it's like we are just gunning and hoping to get what we need, and sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
And and the thing that, like, can we all just agree that people that use these little Rode microphones on everything, it's getting out of control,
dude? And they're putting them on their hats, and
they don't need. So, if the camera is this close to your face, you don't need a microphone.
And you know what else? What else sucks about those is they're using the dual ones, which I have those. I bought them when they first come out, and I hate them. That's the only Rode mic I've ever hated, because the rest of them I actually really like. But they echo because they're two. It's trying to loop two of them in, and you can hear it in the video. And it's like, dude, you didn't even bother to. And I haven't heard any car audio videos really, but like main videos from big channels, they have echo. It's like, what are you doing? You pay editors. Take this.
Turn off the other mic.
Yeah, like make it 2 channels of audio, and I don't know. Just make it mono at that point.
Yes. Yeah. No, for sure. Because I mean, there again, we use. I like to use a shotgun mic.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at you and you're talking to me, the mic is going to pick you up.
And a shotgun will pick us behind it as well, as long as you project your voice enough.
Well, the nice thing is but it won't pick up what's behind the mic. So it'll pick up me because I'm a foot away from it.
Yeah.
But
it won't.
Most of the time, it doesn't need to pick me up.
Yeah. Or the sides. Yeah. It's very directional.
It's not going to pick up any of this. Yeah. So there could be a noise going over there. And there again, to be fair, if you have a mic and it's really close to you, you're not going to hear that either. But
But it's annoying, and a lot of people like to use the lav mic. I love lav mics, but I don't love them how people like to use them, where they talk to them like this.
Oh God,
ASMR stuff. I hate it.
Yeah.
And
it's the screwy thing is like they have really bad auto Like the Rhodes were better at that than the DJI. Like we have the DJI and we have the Rhodes, and the DJI suck for auto leveling. It's almost unusable. Like it's like they scare me. I hate using them because they just don't do a good job.
That's why I quit using the Rode that I have.
Yeah.
For the same thing, the auto. But the one I do love, the only wireless mic that I love, and it's one way, is the Deity TX1 or whatever. Love that one. It's always auto. Everything's always worked on it perfectly. But it's single channel, so
we have these old school lav mics, like that take like 888, like they look like old school garage door openers.
Yeah.
Like old school shit. Like big. Those things always worked amazing.
Yeah.
Like they always work great. And it's like now we have these small things. It's like, oh God.
It's like Kicker on their Unmasks. They use the Sony mics that like studios would use. They're like $700 packs. But the audio is always perfect with those.
Yeah, that's what we have. We have old school crap like that.
Yeah,
with the little microphones and the
great audio. It's like a little Walkman size.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and it's funny too because we have and it's like those have always worked great.
Yeah.
And like we've it's funny because it's like we've just walked away from them because it's like, and I don't know why, because again the receiver is huge and it's like, but they work fantastically. And I mean personally this works the best, you know.
Right. It's nice to have audio in camera because it makes editing easier, but it's so easy to add a separate mic recorded to a USB device or or whatever. But yeah, a shotgun to me, I like shotguns as well.
Well, I like the shotgun just because it gives us the freedom to move like more natural, you know, because you're not seeing this.
And you're not attached to anything, and it's not a stupid ass.
Right. And as long as I have my headphones on and I can hear you, then I don't worry about it. You know.
Yeah. And you'll be heard fine because the camera's literally, you have the camera here, you projecting your voice a little bit, and it's gonna sound pretty natural. I mean, because
a shotgun mic is good for like, I don't know, 10 feet.
Yeah.
You know, the Rhodes, they're good for about 10 feet. And that's what we use on the show. Like when we do the Q&A show, it's just, there's a shotgun mic aimed right at us.
Right.
And everyone's like, where's your lavs? And we're like, we don't have lavs. I'm like, why don't you have lavs? I said, because there's a mic right there.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is that? And it's like,
that's what TV shows have used for
years,
decades.
Yeah.
They have a boom. Yeah.
Boom guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like,
a lot of them were the old Rode NT5s. It's like one of the most popular ones.
Yeah, I know.
So,
and that's to me that's way, you get way more natural audio.
Yeah.
You know, but what do I know?
Yeah, because you get a little bit of room sound. That's why I prefer this one, because this is a condenser mic, which you may or may not be seeing on camera, but versus this one where I really would have to have it a little closer to my mouth.
Right. Yeah. It's right
to do what I want to do. So.
Right. Yeah. This is the Shure.
Yeah. That's what this is.
Whatever the one Joe Rogan uses.
Yeah. This is the USB version of it. So it's like the cheaper one, but.
Yeah. So this is the XLR. Then we
SM5.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is like Brian was like, when I asked him to do the podcast, he's like, all right, well, we got to use these mics.
Yeah.
And I go, really? He's like, yeah. I go, okay.
So, yeah. I mean, it's a classic podcast mic.
Yep. Yippee.
Yeah.
To me, it's weird because it's like, it's like, okay, wow, all right.
Yeah.
Neat.
I used to use the pencil condenser pointed above.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, I kind of like the sound of this better. And I was using this for voiceover anyway. So.
Right.
No.
Yeah. It's funny. Voiceovers.
I hate doing voiceover, but.
Yes.
it's like sometimes it's a necessary evil, but I really hate it.
I like to. Yes. And that that's why we have the camera set up the way we do, is because, and I have a mic that sits right there and aims at my face.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's way easier for me to just capture. Even when I'm doing a screen grab,
Yeah.
I'm filming it with a camera so that I can do a 2-shot. And because every now and then I'll like hold out my hands and I'll do this and I'll go back to that. But
I'm just so used to repeating. It doesn't. I messed up. Okay, well, I'll start from where I messed up and just repeat. We'll just keep going, and then cut it up.
I commend people that have mastered the voiceover.
Dude, I'm telling you what, like Derek does all his video, and I'll tell him, like, dude, that is I have to be excited in a natural situation.
Right.
So at the time I'm opening, at the time I see results.
Right.
I'm literally the worst actor in the world. But Derek, he does his almost exclusively voiceover. Right. And he can bring that same excitement. I was like, dude, that's a skill a lot of people don't have. Me for sure. And that's to me, that's just a ton of extra work.
Well, and the other thing too is the timing.
Yeah. Oh, the timing. Yeah,
because it's like timing in a voiceover, man. It's like
that's tough.
Because like you were talking about the trip video, and that was the thought in my head was, well, I'll do a voiceover, and I was like, no, because I don't feel it's gonna bring anything more to the table.
Yeah.
Because I say, oh,
that's you're recreating what the emotion was at the time.
Right. I much prefer to do an interview. Like, if I can like for example, next week, hopefully I'll have the Modus video out.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, like, all right, look, I'm going to interview you. You're going to point and do all that stuff. The camera is never going to leave your face. You're going to talk. I'm going to be handheld and doing a little bit of this, so it just doesn't seem like it's mounted on a tripod and you're talking.
Right.
But I'm never going to cut away to this, because we used to do that, and then for one, the audio would get screwed up, and two, it was just distracting.
Yeah.
And I was like, we just film B-roll now, and we just have this communication, and it makes it way more better. It's more natural.
Mm-hmm.
They say better shit because they're concentrating on the camera anyways. And eventually, if it's always there, then they just stop thinking about it.
Right.
And then it just becomes that. And it's like, once I started doing that, I found that I got way better results from people.
Yeah.
Because I was like, just point to whatever you need to point to. Because we'll
show it.
We'll show it later.
Yeah, we'll show what you're talking about.
So just talk to me. And I was like, okay, this is way cooler. That's why, like, when you're watching, like, when you do interviews, they have the over-the-shoulder camera. They have the 2-shot where it's like the two of them talking, and then they'll usually have like a close-up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and just 1, 2, 1, 2, and they can do that live, which is fantastic because that saves so much time. But and it's always best to get the interview out of the way first.
Yeah.
Because that way what B-roll you need to get. Because they talked about it. It's like, it's always
you target it. You don't have to just get everything in.
Right.
Like, maybe we'll need this.
Yeah. So in this case, we just got everything.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said I like this video on our other show so much, because I feel like that's where you actually get to stretch your documentary legs out. Because your other content, it's very informational, and you're doing it. You're trying to get the information out there quickly.
So the other thing is like this show or that video, there was a transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't ever use transitions.
Right.
But I was lining everything up, because that's what you line up the whole sequence.
Right.
And you're like, yeah. And it was like the first shot, for some reason, because I lined up the first shot and I got the whole beginning in the intro where and then I talked to Fernando, and then I go off and I was like, this would be cool if I show him sitting down doing the work as we pass it. And so I said, well, I need a transition. And I was like, I love like the blurry transit, like I like that transition. I don't like the I don't think that works as well.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then I forgot that I had done that. And then because at that point I was like, okay, tick that box. And then I just started building this journey as you're walking through the place. And it's like you turn the corner and it's like, oh, there. And then boom, it goes to the guy doing the job that's done there. And as you walked through it, and then I went back to the beginning and I go, oh, shit, I put this transition here. Because like 20 minutes difference in time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I was going to do this. And I was like, okay. So then I put those transitions in and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I was thinking. This is really cool, you know.
Yeah, you actually get to tell a story.
Yeah,
you're telling a story in all your videos, but you get to tell a story that I feel like you just get to be more creative in these travel videos, and in all
it
of
was yes, and of course the first thing that someone was complaining about was the music.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
and I was like.
I feel like those are only car audio people that can only appreciate. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that kills me. You're a really good installer.
Yeah.
One of the best, some might say, right?
Sure.
But what people don't see about you is you're a really good documentary filmmaker. You just
I'll take that, but thank you.
You're very good at it. And I think if you had opportunity, like if companies seen that, or like, you know, maybe from the good, you know, video, they might see that, but
right.
Use Dean for this. Let him tell your story.
Yeah, they don't understand that.
They don't understand. They don't understand it, and it's crazy to me because to me that's where you're at your best. Obviously, you've got the master tier of installer. You understand that inside and out. You can do it, you know, in your sleep now.
Right.
You can still get better at documentary filmmaking from here.
Yeah, for sure.
If given the platform and knowing your work ethic and the way your mind works, if you had time and that's what you spent your time on.
Oh no, and there again, that's one of those things where it's like, yes, if I had time to pursue that passion,
yeah,
that would be a lot of fun, because there's a lot of things we don't get the opportunities to do.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the time to create that.
Yeah, it's like, go watch the Kicker documentary. Go watch the audio control.
Right, and those are old. Those are like before we even had a process put in place to do.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like, dude, I mean, those are some of the best videos I think you guys have done.
And there again, I love the ability to go and talk to somebody.
Yeah,
you know, I love recording. I love that conversation where I can be like, hey, we're going to interview you and you're going to tell me what you do. And then I'm going to create a piece of content that is going to, that's why I like doing the cars that we've heard.
Yeah.
You know, because they're really cookie cutter. They're real basic, but they're not, because
you get to hear the story from the perspective that built it. Yeah.
You get to tell me this story and I get to piece this together in a way that, like, yeah, you know, you're talking and I'm changing the scene and things are going on. And that's really the only frustrating things in that is when I don't have the right piece of B-roll.
Right, yeah.
You know, it's like, how did we not get that? You know?
And you know what softballs to throw up for them to get a kind of answer that you know is going to be good on film. It's like,
right. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you know what to ask.
Yeah.
People want to know. So
the most boring one that I ever did though was Steve Brown in the Alpine car.
I remember that
with the F1.
Yeah,
I literally was falling asleep in the front seat. Like, you know when you get that wave of like, I think I need a nap. I got that. I was like, oh shit! Like, where's that coming from?
And what's crazy is like the F1 system. To me, was pretty exciting. I don't know how exciting it was to everybody else, but I remember.
Oh, I was excited.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
Dude, trust me. I have legendary Steve Brown in the front. Like, the whole moment was not lost on me. Right, I was so excited. But as it went on, it became so boring.
Yeah.
That I was like, could we cut this down to maybe 10 minutes? Like, it doesn't need to be 45. But there again, it couldn't. They had to get all this shit out, and it was fine. But yeah, I was like, man, you know, it was very odd. But there again, it wasn't because I was bored. It's because I was bored. I have a very short attention span for shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, because I want to move on to the next thing. In my head, he's talking, and I'm listening to him talk, and I'm cataloging all the stuff that I need to get.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not even listening to him per se. I'm just like, okay, so we need to film this. We need to film this. We need to film this. All right, we need to get a shot of this. We need to get a shot of that. I'm trying to remember that. So when I'm done, I go, all right, Fernando, I need you to get all these shots. And I'll be, okay, and then I'm going to get the same shots from my perspective. And then hopefully one of them will be the right one.
Yeah. So. I would recommend anybody that's into that, check out the Sounds Good. It's a short video.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really good. I think.
So did you make it to the end?
Yes,
dude. Okay, so I thought for sure Sage was, because Sage is questionable when he gets to the because it was like, it all started with I got to take a shit.
Dude, I love the way he's just kind of shaking it out.
Yeah.
Dude, sometimes you feel like that when you're on camera.
So the conversation we were having, I'm editing it. I'm laughing because there's portions of that I had to edit out because of what we were talking about. So I was like, I'm editing it out, but I'm trying to keep it enough to where it seems relative and like when he goes, all I can think about is ketchup packets.
Yeah.
So and everyone, it's funny, but no one really knows what we're talking about with the ketchup packets because
I also wondered. Yeah.
So the whole conversation starts out as, if you forget a condom, you can always use a Dorito bag. And I go, you mean a ketchup packet? And then he goes, or a dime bag. And I go, okay. And I said, or some grape jelly. And then I said, okay, so for those of you guys that have not looked up the toss your salad guy, look that up, and then you'll understand this. Because I said to him, I'll get you some grape jelly, and then I can lick your asshole out. And he goes, whoa. And I go, wait a minute, you haven't seen the toss your salad guy video? And he's like, no. And I was like, it's from back when Discovery Channel did like Locked Up, prison. Like, and that was a whole thing, like they were interviewing prison inmates. Yeah. And this prison inmate talks about like getting your salad tossed and how you can do it with like honey or grape jelly. And he's like, I prefer grape jelly. And he just goes through this whole thing. And I was like, okay, hold on, I have to share this with you. And then he's talking about, and then he's like, you haven't put grape jelly on some sausage? Or he's like, chicken biscuit? You haven't done that?
Yeah.
So I had to edit it to where it was still funny.
Yeah.
But not as
friendly.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And so it was good enough to where if you didn't have the whole backstory, you were
it was still like, funny.
Yeah, it was still funny. And then he calls me up and he's laughing. He goes, "Boo, why were we talking about ketchup packets?" And I go, "Because they were makeshift condoms. Because you started out the conversation of if you get a condom, you can bring a Dorito bag." And he goes, "Oh yeah." And I immediately said the small dick joke.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that was in there again. I loved that, like, because that was the last scene of the commercial. Literally, that was the last scene before we left. Yeah. Everyone had gone home. We were all hungry. It was dinner time, and I was like, "We need this one last piece of footage." And he's like, "Okay," and he's very serious about it. He's like, "I know what I need to say," and it's funny because that is that part of the video of the commercial that we built. And it's only like a 4-minute commercial. It's fucking hilarious. But that part of it has been the biggest hang-up point of the whole commercial. Because the video, that's the end of the video. That's the end of the sales portion of the video.
Right.
And it's like, it just kind of ends. It's like, thank you. And that's it. And they're like, it needs to be more. And I'm like, I mean, do you want to stick a sparkler out your ass? I mean, thank you is the end,
Come down to sound good.
So I had to build in something to end the video,
right,
and transition it into the next portion because it's a 2-part video, and so I had to build in a transition, and it's like I've never had to work this hard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, maybe I don't like working for people. Shit.
But that's what makes the 8-minute video good, because you learn so much about. If you knew nothing about Sounds Good, it's an 8-minute video, and you learn so much about Sounds Good in 8 minutes without
and about how stupid Dean and Fernando are.
right, which we know that already.
Yeah.
So that's factored in, but you learn a lot about the place in 8 minutes, and it wrapped up. It's funny. It hits the beats quick. You're like, do. You're seeing everything you want to see, and it's just it's one of your better videos, just overall.
I mean, like I said, I appreciate that. It was, I always laugh because I talk about like 1950s when they were making videos in Hollywood, and they would make a video like there was literally every day they would put out a new movie every week.
Yeah,
and I always tell people, and they go, really? And I go, yeah, like Casablanca, which is like one of the it's Casablanca. That was like movie number 38.
Yeah,
that's all it was. Like Humphrey Bogart came in. They got all the people. It's like, all right, you got 1 week to shoot, film, and then off to the next. Like Friday, it was over. Monday, we're coming back and shooting another movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and like they would throw this shit up at the window, and if something stuck, it might stay in the theaters for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But they didn't want that, because then the other videos, then the other movies got backlogged.
Yep.
And it was like, no, and so, I always laugh because it's like, to me, it's like, even if you spend all this time and make this amazing video, tomorrow's another day, and we have to come out with another
and you don't know and often, sometimes the videos you put the least effort into get the most views, and it's like, what the?
I'm pretty sure this will not get the most views.
Yeah. But you clearly put some effort into this video.
Oh no, it was a lot of fun. And there again, it was different.
It's not a car audio video. It
is, and it's not.
It is car audio, but this is a David Dobrik video, or it could be an episode of something.
Have you watched any of his new stuff?
I haven't, no.
Oh my god, dude. It's insane.
Really?
Oh, dude, this guy, he's the master. Like, his guys, they mastered this shit, and they spend so much money to make a 4-minute video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
And so he's doing it again, and they're incredible.
Actually, who it really reminded me of? Do you watch Casey Neistat? He can be annoying. That's it's like a Casey Neistat video.
Well, and there again, I loved watching him. And in the beginning, that was, he started to get annoying towards the end.
Right. He's kind of an annoying person a little bit.
Yes.
I think it's him more than his filming style.
Yeah.
It's annoying as a person.
Right. And yes, exactly. Yeah. But I always enjoyed watching his stuff, and I like the way he put it together. And there again, that's the bummer of it all, is that when we talked about not having time, because I would love to go and watch other creators do stuff to get ideas on how they're doing things.
Right.
Like when I watch stuff in my field, I don't get anything from it. It's like, oh, okay, well, that's all right. Well, all right. Well, we've been doing okay. Well, they took that from us.
Right.
All right. Well, okay. Well, they're stealing that from us too. Okay. All right. That's cool. I don't look at it as stealing. Let me rephrase that. Right. They adopted that style from ours, which is not stealing. It's flattering. Yeah. But it's like that's in there again. I don't ever think of it as stealing. I just laugh because it's like, okay, that's how we would have shot that.
I mean, it's like a lot of people on cardio podcasts on YouTube or do the yo thing. I've heard a lot, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I was one of the first people done that cardio, but I stole it from Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah. And
Dr.
we had a DJ here that did it all the time too. Yo.
Yeah. It was like that's 100%. It's like I stole it.
Yeah.
Or I borrowed it. I adapted it, and so did somebody else. So it's not.
I mean, the whole top-down camera thing that we do. Yeah. I took from the headphone guy, Zemos, or whatever the hell his name is. I was watching all these headphone reviews. He literally just had a GoPro attached to his forehead, and I was like, all right, well, I can do that differently, but I love the fact that he's not making the video about him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, which to me was very appealing because in the beginning we would do these cutaways to ourselves talking about it. And I'm like, nobody wants to look at me talking about shit.
Yeah.
You know, and when I'm doing an unboxing, it's not important. So being able to, like when I came into Fernando, I said, guess what we're going to do? And he's like, what? I said, we're not going to be in the video. And he's like, what? Really? I go, yeah. He was like, can we even do that? And I go, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
He's
like,
that's the best kind of videos. It's like, all right, yeah.
Yeah. You don't need
we're
to
showcasing the product here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, trust me, if I can be out of the video, I'm perfectly cool with that. You know,
Right,
but there again, I also understand that the emotional connection to the content is
right.
You know, it's like when we're doing installs. Yes, you have to see the, you know, that has to be there. So,
right.
Anyways, okay, so Treasure Planet and
Atlantis.
Yes, there we go. Thank you. Our Disney's back-to-back classic Disneys. We're gonna go and check those out. See, are they good? Are they bad? Do they what? Why do these movies? Like they're cartoons. It was Disney was going through a strange phase. They were not princess movies, but they like. I feel like Atlantis had kind of a princess
type stuff.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. So we're
But
gonna give those a go.
I watched. Listen, before we go, I watched an older movie, and we can talk about it next week. But I watched 2014 Need for Speed.
What was it?
2014 Need for Speed.
Oh,
based on the video game with Jesse Pinkman.
Yes.
Pretty damn good movie. Shockingly.
Really?
Yeah, shockingly. So, but yeah, I got some in the bank. I watched like 6 things that I have.
All right, we'll come back to those then.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Fantastic. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. This is a weird one, but hey, it's what it is.
We jag to the side sometimes.
We jag. We yeah, all that. You guys have a nice night. See you next time. Bye.